Yasu Malaka. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Cocaine. Yeah, I got it. It's right here. Yeah, it's all just hold on. Yeah. The other stuff just put on the table. It's fine. Yeah. Don't put it on the white plate. I want to see it. Put it on the black one. Thank you. Yep. Okay, hold on. Just give me a sec. Just listen. Just give me a second. Okay? Can't you see I'm a little busy here? Okay, I'm just setting this up. Okay, just give me one sec. Hold on. I'm almost done. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3 lines. Oh. Woo! White lines in my mind. She don't lie. Cocaine. Cocaine side effects: anxiety, aggression, seizure, suicidal thoughts, dementia, hallucinogens, gas with oil discharge, diarrhea, impotence, bruising, enlarged breasts in men, blurred vision, blind spots, numbness, insomnia, high blood pressure, motor tics, retrograde ejaculation. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Crying spells, nausea, sweating, skin rash, chest pain, uneven heartbeats, fever, sore throat, fainting, dizziness, confusion, sleeping. Sorry, my mistake. Sleep walking, sleep driving, tremor, weakness, fatigue, itching, loss of appetite, dry mouth, loss of sense, lack of balance, shortness of breath, and death. Drip. Oh, wow. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. And scene. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never done cocaine in my life. I just wanted to give you a little insight of what it's like to actually be on cocaine, aka the asshole drug. Now, a lot of people like doing it for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's quick, maybe it keeps you up, it just keeps you going in life, and I don't know, maybe on some kind of level you want to die, but you just want to live fast and die young and all that bullshit, and in the end it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. In the end, you just want to, guys, we're done with that, okay? Please, can you just put on the side there? Thank you. I don't know, just weigh it out, okay? Just whatever. There's a scale right there. It's okay. It's okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you put on the gloves? Can you just put on the gloves, please? With the whole corona going on, I don't want that shit to be affected with that shit. Okay, let's just let's be smart. Okay, let's just think this through. Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry about that. So basically, I just don't see the point in doing cocaine. I really don't. I really don't. I rather just have a drink, smoke some weed, and just relax. We all know cocaine is an upper, not a downer. These are all for people that just want to keep partying all night, and I'm told you can drink like crazy on it, and you'll tell somebody something and then 20 minutes later you'll tell them the same bullshit, and it's not my scene, man. It's not. It really isn't. So if you don't mind, I already read off the cocaine side effects, courtesy of the movie Pain and Gain. Let's just look more into this. Let's just see why cocaine is not really meant to be done by anyone that isn't a Malakias. So again, we'll go to Mr. Wikipedia or Mrs. I've never met them. The Free Encyclopedia. Cocaine, also known as coke, is a strong stimulant most frequently used as a recreational drug. It is commonly snorted, inhaled as smoke, or dissolved and injected into a vein. Mental effects may include loss of contact with reality, an intense feeling of happiness or agitation. Physical symptoms may include a fast heart rate, sweating, and large pupils. High doses can result in very high blood pressure or body temperature. Effects begin within seconds, 2 minutes of use, and last between 5 and 90 minutes. Cocaine has a small number of accepted medical uses, such as numbing and decreasing bleeding during nasal surgery. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's news to me. Other than that, it's I don't see the point why anybody would fucking do cocaine. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. Okay, if you're going to have surgery on your nose, it seems to help. Other than that, you're a dickhead. Cocaine is addictive due to its effect on the reward pathway in the brain. After a short period of use, there is a high risk that dependence will occur. Its use also increases the risk of stroke, myocardial infarction, lung problems in those who smoke it, blood infections, and sudden cardiac death. Cocaine sold on the street is commonly mixed with local anesthesics, cornstarch, quinine, whatever. Like I'm gonna fucking buy this shit. Or sugar. Wow. Come on. Well, sugar, maybe I will buy it. I'm just kidding. Which can result in additional toxicity. Following repeated doses, a person may have decreased ability to feel pressure and be very physically tired. Cocaine acts by inhibiting the reuptake of serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine. This results in greater concentrations of these three neurotransmitters in the brain. It can easily cross the blood-brain barrier and may lead to the breakdown of the barrier. In 2013, 419 kilograms were produced legally. It is estimated that an illegal market for cocaine is 100 to 500 billion. That's right, billion US each year. With further processing, crack cocaine can be produced from cocaine. Well, of course it can. It's easier to smoke, apparently. It's cheaper. It's way shittier for you. I mean, why wouldn't you buy it? Cocaine is the second most frequently used illegal drug globally, after cannabis. I'm Canadian. I'm good there. Between 14 and 21 million people use the drug each year. Use is highest in North America, followed by Europe and South America. Between 1 of 3 of people in the developed world have used cocaine at some point in their life. In 2013, cocaine use directly resulted in 4,300 deaths, up to 2,400 in 1990. It is named after cocaine was first isolated from the leaves in 1860. Since 1961, the International Single Convention of Narcotic Drugs has required countries to make recreational use of cocaine a crime. Wow. I mean, you still want to do cocaine after this? I mean, really? Like, I mean, we're going to get more into this shit later on, but this is just, like, is it really worth it? I mean, let's be honest, guys. A lot of countries consider this their form of great export. I'm not going to say the countries. You guys have seen a lot of documentaries, the movies, even it parodied in TV shows. You know where it's coming from. You also know where it's not coming from. But at the same time, nobody gives a fuck. As long as it ends up on someone's doorstep, probably by the time 2050 hits. And don't say it won't. Okay? Right now, we got weed legal in lots of countries. And it's just a matter of time. You watch. It'll happen eventually. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they'll dye it a different color. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I have no desire to actually have this shit. It's just not worth it. It really isn't. I'm just here to tell you guys, during the whole Corona pandemic here, like we're gonna get bored. I get it. But I rather face that shit than, have a cocaine addiction. I'm just being completely honest with you, okay? We all heard back in the day that Coca-Cola used to actually contain Coke, It's a fact. Look it up. People, it used to be, part of the whole medicine thing, whatever, back in the day, like close to 100 years ago. That's true too. Look that shit up. I don't care. 3 people listen to this podcast. You do your own research. The point is, in the end, cocaine is just shit. And there's no point. There's no point. I read off all the side effects there. You know how bad it is for you. Sure, I'm told it keeps you thin, but so does not eating a lot. So does exercise, And most of the times that doesn't make you an asshole like this drug does. Although I do find it interesting that it did come from actual leaves. It did. I mean, they put a lot more shit into it. Like certain chemicals. Like I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying. It's pretty crazy. It just came from leaves. It says right here that coca leaves are typically mixed with an alkaline substance such as lime and chewed into a wad that is retained in the mouth between gum and cheek, which is where most food goes anyway, much the same as chewing tobacco is chewed, thank you, and sucked of its juices. The juices are absorbed slowly by the mucous membrane of the inner cheek and by the gastrointestinal tract when swallowed. Alternatively, coca leaves can be infused in liquid and consumed like tea. Ingesting coca leaves generally is infected means and administering cocaine. Boom. That's it. It's that simple, guys. Okay? Have you ever seen the opening 5 minutes or so of the movie Blow with Johnny Depp? It tells you the whole story there, man. You go to a certain place and I don't know, somewhere south. Again, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna go there. Okay, I don't want people tapping my phones. And it gives you the whole layout there. The whole laboratory and how it starts off. Yeah, with a simple plant from the ground, and then they put so much shit into it. You just eventually snort it up your nose like pixie sticks, which I don't recommend doing that either. But, when you're young, you're stupid, whatever. The point is, there's no point in doing this shit. There really isn't. In the end, you always want more. It's like any other drug. You get addicted to it. You snort it, and you're having the same conversation with your friends for the next 6 hours, and it's absolutely pointless. And you got to carry around that hard stick in your pocket there, and it's just a pain in the ass. I mean, you could use a dollar bill, but I've been told that most dollar bills in the States, well, not most of them, but like 10% of them, roughly, give or take, contain some kind of, substance of cocaine. So it gives you an idea of how much cocaine was absorbed, especially in the 80s, In the 80s, I mean, the music is more appreciated now, because, music it's kind of, it's not the downhill now, but it's not as good as it used to be years ago. And, ever since the 90s, there's no good rock anymore. And it just, like my point is, okay, if you want to start some drugs and, make your shit sound better, whatever, it's cool. No, it's not. You're an idiot. Do you really buy that? Do you think you doing this shit is making you good? Really? And they say, when you snort it, it's it's way more better, whatever, or it's the high hits you quicker, it's more addicting. Obviously it is, because think about that whole process. Like, you got to put in the needle, and you got to strap up your arm, and then I know a lot of people say that's heroin, whatever, but then there is that thing called speedball. Okay, and keep in mind that it took out a lot of people. Apparently it took out John Belushi, Farley, Mitch Hedberg, River Phoenix, Lane Stanley, Philip Seymour Hoffman, all these dudes. It just, like, and dudettes. It sucks, man. Like, you're always looking for that extra high in life. Is it worth it? Like, is it really worth it? And like I said before, like, the high only hits you, it could hit you as low as 5 minutes. Now, I don't know what, they're all this, I don't know what this costs, I'm told it's very cheap today, but then I'm told it's very cheap because of the quality of it, and it's stepped on, and, it's mixed in with, baby laxatives and baking powder. I'm just telling you what I've heard on these streets, but at the same time, like, what's the point? What's the point, man? It's not worth it, for a little bit of high. It's just not worth it. So, next time you're thinking of, doing a line and just, chopping away there, just think of, one of the greatest things that I've ever heard about cocaine, by the comedian Artie Lang. And he always has a good joke saying that, when you don't like looking at yourself, and you don't like the person you see in the mirror, it's the worst drug to do, because for the most part, I always see people do their lines on mirrors, so they can see all the shit. And every time you'd have to look yourself in the mirror, and if you didn't like the way you looked before, you're definitely not going to like the way you look after a coke binge. So it's just not worth it, guys. It really isn't. So just try to find some hobbies during this crazy time that we're going through, or just even if we weren't going through this shit, just don't do it. It's not worth it. Like, what do you got to gain? Have you ever seen someone, coke, when they're 65 or 70? There's a reason for that. Have you ever seen a movie, where it's based on cocaine and, it ends happy? No, there's a reason for that, Have you ever, like, listened to a song about cocaine and yeah, sometimes songs about cocaine are pretty kick-ass. But the point is, they're telling you sort of not to do it, but at the same time, they are telling you to do it. But if it's a good beat, then you get into the song, and then you're like, oh, well, maybe I'm missing out on something. And then you remember how shitty it is. And then, they'll tell you later on in an interview, it's like, no, you shouldn't have done it. It's bullshit. So I don't know. I mean, for now, I'm just not going to do it. Not going to do it. I always, I already mentioned a couple of kick-ass songs, Eric Clapton, Cocaine, and the Furious Five, White Lines. And it's funny because a lot of people remember that song, White Lines, but in brackets right next to it, it says, don't do it. Which I find kind of ironic because, I mean, this song, came out at a time where people were just, doing blow like crazy. And, they felt, hey, this is a good song to do coke to, you might as well do it. And why would you? I don't know. And then I listened to Rolling Stones, Brown Sugar, and that's not any better, But the point is, again, these songs are here for just, for our entertainment. That's all. Like we're not here to listen to them and go, hey, great idea. Let's buy the CD and do a line off that. No. And for those of you that are under the age of 20, I'm going to explain to you what a CD is. But the point is, just it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Who cares? It doesn't matter, But then again, there's great movies, I know a lot of these movies are based on, true stories. Like I just mentioned, the movie Blow with Johnny Depp, which is one of my favorite Johnny Depp movies. The whole point, I mean, the first hour of the movie, he's just selling weed. Hey, why not, That's cool, and then he gets busted with a shitload. He has got to go to jail there for a bit, He meets the dude Diego, who I believe was the bad guy in Bad Boys 2. And then, he's like, George, what you know about cocaine? And, he's like saying, oh, I went in there with a whatever bullshit degree for weed, and then I come out of there with a full, thing of cocaine, all this knowledge, and that's how they started the whole empire there, And at one point in the movie, I think he said that like during the late 70s and early 80s, if you bought cocaine, there was an 85% chance you bought it from us. You know how much fucking money that is? I mean, like that one scene where they got all the money in the boxes there, and they're just going to room and just, oh, there's no room here. Oh, there's no room here. It's fucking crazy. Great movie, though. But again, based on a true story, it doesn't end well. You know that, His own people end up taking him out, Fucking assholes. Listen, I'm no snitch. But at the same time, see, that's another thing you got to learn. Like when you're in this business, when you're in this cocaine selling business, there's no friends, okay? These people end up fucking you over because if they get caught, they're going to get caught with time. And then later on, they're like, hey, you snitch on this person, you're going to get less time. And then that's what ended up happening. So there you go. And the guy already had another fucking chance of getting out, then he fucking blew it. He should have learned. I mean, no offense to this guy, but, you should have learned. Can't trust anybody in this business. You can't do it. There's a good documentary called How to Make Money Selling Drugs. And it breaks it down for you. You start off on the street, whatever, selling a little bit, to all the way, this is how you build your empire. And by the end of that movie, if you want to sell drugs after it, you're really stupid. Because the whole point of that concept of selling drugs, or in this case, whatever, cocaine or whatever, is, I could have a brick of coke, which literally looks like a brick. That's where they got the name from. I'm assuming. And you can hand it to the next person and say, hey, here's your drugs. Oh, here's your money. Oh, thank you. Have a good day. Yeah, that's the easy part. But all the bullshit that comes, with it, of course, causes all the paranoia. And then on top of that, if you're, doing this shit, like another great movie, Don't Get High on Your Own Supply. Good old Scarface. We all love Scarface. Who doesn't love Scarface? Who doesn't love Pacino? Okay? Probably the best cocaine movie of all time. I mean, let's just be honest. Okay? It doesn't get any better than this. Okay? It's based on an old movie. But, it brings the whole, real life Cuban, migrating here, element, I mean, that part is true, but then the story of Scarface is not true. And, when this movie came out, it got panned. A lot of people were like, this is stupid. Why is Pacino doing this accent, whatever. I mean, but years and years later, like, it's got such an impact on the culture, even with cocaine and like the whole rap genre of music. It's everywhere. It's a great movie. It's entertaining. It's got great, lines in there. And I mean, the whole point of this guy is he comes over here with his buddy, I told you sanitation. Oh, wait, just a sanitary? No, you did. Don't you tell me that? No, you know what? You should have just kept your fucking mouth shut. I got octopus coming out of my fucking ears, man. The point is, he is extremely frustrated. And, the guy, it's classic rags to riches story, And that's how a lot of these guys get, rich very quickly, the whole drug trade. And, he meets somebody, gets him in there, one incident goes wrong. It's a pretty fucked up scene. We all know that scene on the, Miami Strip, Florida Strip, whatever. And, what happens in these little apartment buildings, I was lucky to go down there in the mid-90s, check out that scene. It's crazy, man. I mean, it is literally paradise compared to Toronto. But not to say Toronto's not, it's not good. It's just not nearly as warm. And there's even a part where, like, in that, where like Manny's hitting on the girl there going by, and do your research on the girl there, because she was involved in a whole unsolved mystery thing, and there's way more to that story. But he ends up, climbing the ladder a little bit, slowly, and he's getting up there, and it's just a cool little movie. I don't want to give a lot away, It's not as long as The Irishman, but it's good, man. It's a good movie. But again, people will say, oh, you're promoting doing drugs, and you're promoting like people going nuts, and they think they can get away with whatever you want. It's just a movie. Just let it go, okay? That's all it is, man. We're not here to hurt anybody. We just want to see Al Pacino kick some ass and say hello to my little friend. That's it. That's all we want. Which, by the way, he burned his hand on the barrel so bad because that thing got so hot that they had to delay shooting for a couple of weeks. So, little fun fact there. You're welcome. And at the end of it, he's just all fucked up. I mean, he doesn't know what's going on. He still thinks, he can trust people. Again, it causes some big time paranoia, man. These movies do not end well. You can't have a drug movie, and you can't have it end well. You just can't. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And then you have a great documentary like Cocaine Cowboys. So the whole slang term with that, cocaine cowboys, is basically these guys are just living like, well, just cowboys, basically, and they're just, running the city there, and, all the coke coming into, again with Miami, Florida, it all circulated there. We all know the story. If you don't, look it up yourself, okay? I only got so much fucking time in my life. But all I can tell you is this, okay? During the 80s, it was a rough time for Miami, okay? Long story short, everything, it just all went to shit, And at one point, all the money that was seized through all these drug trades was put back into the city. So the irony is that this city was just in the shitter. And then all of a sudden, with all the dirty money they had, they put it back into the city, and now it's become one of the biggest tourist attractions in the world to this day. Irony? Yeah, I think so. Also, I've learned that there's a term, I think even still to this day, where it's called white lobster. Now, A white lobster is basically your family could be chilling in Miami Beach, Florida, whatever the fuck, and packages will literally just start coming in of cocaine into the shore. And they're called white lobsters because they just, I mean, who knows? I mean, some of these packs could be 50 grand, 100 grand. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I don't keep count. But what happens is a lot of these guys are about to get busted, or they could get busted or whatever. So they go out to the shore and just dump all the shit. But of course, the coast brings it back in, and there you go. So, yeah. White lobster. I would kill for just a red lobster. Anyways, Boogie Nights. Now, this is where the asshole part of the drug really starts to kick in. So, not only are you a porn star with a huge dick, which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this, Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to be in this role, but it conflicted with his thing with Titanic and whatever, and, long story short, he was busy. So, great movie, but one of the best scenes in this movie, which apparently I've been told is based on a true story about an actual porn star where this happened. And again, I don't want to give a lot of away. I'll just say that these guys, they have whatever the fuck, some kind of bullshit flour, baking powder, whatever. They're going to try to sell it and just make some money. But of course you don't do that. You go in there, you just want to do a quick little deal, listen to some Sister Christian, and just, get the fuck out of there. But of course everything goes wrong. Again, I don't want to give it away because it's such a good scene. If you've never seen it, just go see it. I guarantee you will not get the song out of your head for at least the next little while. Sister Christian. Anyways, True Romance. Excellent movie. What a cast in this beautifully written Quentin Tarantino movie. It is just awesome. But the whole point of this movie is that they found a couple packs of coke, and they just want to go in there and, just make a couple bucks. Why not? Who doesn't? But again, they're just constantly being chased. Oh, the constant paranoia. Oh, it just never ends. It never ends, And of course, some people are going to die along the way, and Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken have one of the best scenes in movie history, in my opinion. Even Quentin Tarantino said when he was watching it, he said, I fucked up. I put the best scene in the movie right in the middle. So, excellent movie again. But it teaches you that, there's no easy and simple way to make a quick buck. Now, is there any other cocaine movies that I should mention? Should I mention that in one of Tom Hanks's kind of comedies of the 80s, whatever, the movie itself, whatever. But, there's a funny scene where a horse does not one, not two, but 3 lines of cocaine. Now, that scene alone is worth watching the movie. So, and then you got a great movie like Superbad, one of the best comedies of all time, in my opinion. Definitely one of the best teen movies of all time, for sure. He's trapped in the one room there, and the guys are just doing blow. And that's another thing. Like, when you're trapped in, I'm gonna get to this later, but when you're trapped in a room full of people that do cocaine, and you're the only one that's not doing cocaine, it is a fucking scene, man. I'm telling you, like, you just see everything, And the problem is, like, they see you not doing the shit, and they flip out. And I'm gonna get more into that later, like I said. But the point is, it's a really funny scene. I watched the movie anyway, but that scene alone, it's got something to do with cocaine, so that's why I mentioned it. Yeah. So, and let's just be honest. I mean, there's tons of movies out there that just talk about cocaine, and even recently with I'm told this was based on a true story, The Mule with Clint Eastwood. It's almost the perfect cover. It really is. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I came across somebody who did some thing very similar to this. Again, I don't know if this person was bullshitting me. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, they look for people that, I mean, you find different ways to distribute, cocaine and to deliver it to certain places or over state lines, whatever. And, like, in my opinion, it's not a good idea to have a guy all tatted up and, just, ready, he's about to pop one. And, you're better off getting a person who, I think Clint Eastwood is at least 90 at this point, and, someone who's older and someone you wouldn't suspect. That's a good strategy. Who's gonna suspect this guy? I don't know. Not me, that's for sure. But yeah. And also, now people are stuck in their homes now because of what. And I mean, let's just be honest. People were fucking lazy before, so they don't feel like going out to movies anyway. But some great TV shows, about coke and the whole, way it developed there. Narcos on Netflix, pretty much everybody's got Netflix, Some people borrow the code from their neighbor or whatever. I don't know how that's done. I don't care. The point is, that's a great show, Starts off with the whole Pablo Escobar, and how he got started and, how he just continues after him. And that shit's crazy. And then there's a great show called Snowfall, which started a couple of years ago, and basically shows how the whole Ready Rock, aka crack, started in LA, and just exploded after that. And people are always going to be interested in a great story, and even if it doesn't matter if it involves violence or guns or, in this case, drugs. I mean, people just want a good story, And if it's based on a true story, I guess it makes it even that much better, because you find out, all this information, and it's like this secret world you didn't know about, But it's literally happening as we speak, You think drug dealers care about the coronavirus? They don't give a fuck. I mean, they're, if anything, they're probably making even more money now because, people are fucking paranoid and freaking out in their house. Oh, I need something to calm me down, or I need something to excite me and do something with my life. Fuck, man, forget it, There's always people that are going to be profiting during times like this all the time. And the drug people are, they're definitely one of them. Look at like even in the 80s when they did Miami Vice. They dealt with certain situations there, and you just look at these guys and you just tell the style of the 80s is right there. It was a cool show. Like cops in a Ferrari. Oh wait, no, that was Magnum PI. Well, listen, any cop show that was involved in the 80s had something to do with cocaine. Okay. Basically, anything in the 80s had anything and everything to do with cocaine, okay? You remember that part in, was it Growing Pains? You guys remember that show? Show me that smile, show me that smile. Co-starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, they had that one episode where the dude there, I don't know, he likes Bibles, whatever. He, he got invited to a party, and he was not forced to do coke, but they're like, no, man, I'm not doing cocaine, Didn't you have a friend named Boner or some shit? I don't know. The point is just, everything, it just, that's when it exploded, man. It was all there, man. It was just constant, coke and just crazy, situations and life lessons, and don't do this. So and I remember the whole what was it? What was her name? Was it Reagan there? Yeah. Don't just say no or some shit. I don't know, but believe me, nobody was saying no in the 80s. Okay, that people were just just say oh fuck yeah, but but times change, but still people do coke now, I guess, I mean, I don't know if that's you know. You guys, yeah, I mean, good luck telling someone that does coke, telling them like it's illegal, like they don't give a shit, it's just like every day. And that's another problem, like when you deal with like people, like on cocaine, like they truly do not give a fuck, I've had like people do it and then before they had a bad day and now they're having a great day for the next 7 minutes and they pat you on the back, and yeah, oh yeah, this night's gonna be crazy. I'm like, I don't want a crazy night. I just want to go to bed soon. Like, yeah, you just, but they're all jazzed up, and it's just fucking crazy, man. They're just, complete assholes, and it's a pain in the ass to deal with, man. I'm telling you, it is like a different. It's not good, man. It's not good. Especially if you're like, a little bit drunk just on, just drinking and, you got to deal with someone. And I remember one time I was at a bar and this guy told me something. And then like a half hour later, he told me the exact same fucking thing. I'm like, what, really? And they got so much energy and you're just sitting there and you just want to be left alone. And they just keep bugging you. And then I'm like, is it really hot in here? I'm like, no, you're on cocaine, okay? For the last time, please close the door. Oh, fuck. And, it's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't want to, hear about your father or, how like he left you and you're 5 and I don't know, you've been playing catch up, and fuck, I don't give a shit. Just, please, just, again, like if you are going to do cocaine, I can't stop you, if, the American government can't stop you, I got no chance. But, like in the end, just try not to be a jerk off. It's, I know it's going to be tough for some of you, because, you started off as jerk offs, but, it really kicks it into the next gear. So if you could just be aware of, people, wanting to be left alone and, not hear your bullshit, that'd be great. Also, if, you plan on living in the bathroom for the whole night, can you be considerate of other people? Because people actually need to use the actual bathroom, I never understood that either. I mean, like you do a line of Coke off like a white toilet, can you, I mean, do you really get all of it? Do you understand how low your life is? You go in a bathroom, and not only are you being a dick and holding up the line, because I mean, some of these bars only have like maybe 1, 2, 3 bathrooms, whatever, maybe only one stall, I'm not saying I would shit in a public place. I mean, we've already gone through that in my shit podcast, but I'm just saying, let's have a little consideration here, and let's keep this in mind that, this is what your life has come to. You're doing an illegal drug. Let's just start that off. God only knows how much chemical shit is in there, okay? Again, I just want to mention this. I love Richard Pryor, don't get me wrong, but I mean, that guy did a lot of fucking shit. And, if you look at the last couple of years in his life, man, he was in a wheelchair, and at one point he lit himself on fire, and it's just if Rick James too, man. I mentioned him before, from the Chappelle skit, and you guys gotta, like if these aren't warning signs, that you shouldn't do it. I can't help you. But again, if you're in the bathroom, there's all these chemicals and stenches all over the place, and now you're resulting in putting this shit on top of this shit and other shit, then fuck, it's horrible. But not everybody, ends up badly. I mean, look at Robert Downey Jr., I can imagine what, like even to this day, what this guy still has to go through. He's still being in the, public eye, and I mean, he's beat the thing, and God bless him, man. I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, if you ever want to hear about a second chance, just read about Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man. Okay, so and he knew, yeah, look, I can't fuck this up, and a lot of people, yeah, they get out of it fine, you know, but he had his rough trip for a long time, and now that's boom behind him. So that's awesome, man. So props to him, and other people too. I should look at that and learn from that and say, hey, like, I could be a better person too. I gotta put up with this shit. Okay, yeah, we all got problems. Yeah, we're not gonna snort up more problems in our nose. I mean, fuck, man, what's the point? I went to this person's place one time. And you know how it is, guys. You have a good time at a bar, and you're all happening and just chilling, and you're like, I got a few hours to kill. Why not? Then I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta work later. It's I'll water my plant later. It's fine. Don't worry. So you go to this person's house, and you're just chilling, and everything's fine. Again, it's a different atmosphere from the bar because it's more fewer people, and you're just chilling. These people, because you know them, and but the problem is, like, I was not aware of what was gonna pop up next, on this table. So I'm just there, I'm just chilling. People that know me, I'm more of a hard liquor kind of guy. I like my vodka. I truly believe that everything goes well with vodka. Everything from OJ to cherry Kool-Aid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything works out perfect. Vodka. So I'm just there. I'm just talking to the people there. We're shooting the shit. We're listening to some music, talking about movies, having a good time, great time. But at the same time, there's this whole different other scene in the next room, which is like 15 feet away, whatever. I don't know. It feels like more because you're shit faced, but whatever. It's the guy's place. They're just chilling and having their whole little thing there, and again, those, all of a sudden you just hear it, and I don't think anybody lives underneath the table is knocking at the door to come in. So I'm like, okay, well, this can only be one thing. So again, whatever. I'm just there. I'm not partaking. And I do mean that I've never done cocaine in my life. I'm not just saying that for this beautiful podcast that I've done. I never have. I smoke weed still. Maybe every couple of days, something like that, whatever, doesn't matter. It helps me sleep, okay? That's my excuse. And I tried hash a couple times, okay? Those of you who don't know what hash is, I don't have time to explain it. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure what it is. It's something to do with the weed plant, and it's, I don't know. If you watch the one season of the Trailer Park Boys, you'll figure it out. The point is, that's all I've done. Okay, no heroin, no coke, no Molly, no Shannon, nothing. I've done absolutely nothing else. Okay, so they're doing their thing, whatever. And of course, the classic paranoia eventually comes in. It comes in, to the situation. Everyone else is pretty much doing it. Everyone's, it's kind of like, the lineups now in grocery stores now because it's a Corona shit. Okay, oh, no, it's your turn. Okay, no, give it a little space. Give me 6 feet. Okay, now, next person, go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go. Okay, cool. Right on. And I'm like, okay. I'm just sitting there chilling. I'm like, yeah, let them do the thing, whatever. It's all good. It's all good, Some people are not really affected by it. They're just used to it, still chatting away, cool, whatever. It's all good. This one woman was getting a little pissed off here. She kept telling me that every time she goes into someone's house, she always searches all their closets and cabinets. Now, again, guys, I don't know if this is a cocaine thing. I don't know if this is a she's fucked up thing. But can you not do that? That's, I'm just putting that out there, okay? I like, again, I know this is from a Seinfeld episode. Do you look in someone's medicine cabinet or whatever? Like, first of all, we don't know it's a medicine cabinet. We don't know what's back there, okay? We don't know. But don't do that, and nor do I want to hear it. And even if I do tell you don't do it, don't flip out on me, please, please, for fuck's sakes. I don't want to hear about your boyfriend. Again, I'm just here, just have a good time, relax, watch the Mo Bamba video for the 6th time, and just have a good time. Okay? Gonna call it, leave me the fuck alone. So, everyone else seems okay. Sharing some drinks, it's all good. Then at one point, the 2 people look at me from, the magical table, we'll call it. And, the one guy is going into the other person's ear, and he thinks for some reason I'm, like recording this. I'm, again, this is where the paranoia comes in, guys. I know, I don't know why I would be recording this, because first of all, one, I would be entrapping myself, so that would be stupid. Second, I don't give a shit, okay? I don't know, I truly do not care. So, then one guy comes over, and he's like, well, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, oh, I just see you here sitting and, you seem kind of down. I'm like, well, no, it's 4 a.m. and yesterday I went to bed at 10 p.m. So, yeah, I'm pushing the limit here. I'm just tired. He's like, okay. So, you're sure you're okay, right? I'm like, well, let me check. Yeah, I'm still okay. Thank you. And it's like, oh no, we're just wondering. That's all. And then I see the other guy looking at me in the distance, kind of like a confirmation, kind of good cop, bad cop kind of thing. I don't know. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm on the wire, and it's just, I'm like, guys, just relax, okay? I'm not here to start anything. I'm just, comfortable with me and my vodka, and I'm just trying to stay awake here at this point. So. Because you ever go to someone's house and then like you kind of want to go, but then you don't want to be disrespectful, but at the same time you're too lazy to go, and yeah. So this is my situation right now. So so of course this situation just upped it, and I'm like, okay, whatever, just do their thing, whatever. They eventually in my head I'm like, okay, they'll do more and then they'll forget it, which they did eventually, and so I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So then, it's the night is about wrapping up. The sun is coming out. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful morning. Too bad I'm going to miss it. And I'm on the left side here. My one friend has his phone plugged in, and it's got to be about like 6 a.m. or some shit like that. And I don't know about you guys. I can't stand when a phone just keeps ringing. Now, again, I assume when you're on coke, you truly don't give a shit. I mean, you don't care if the fire alarm's going off, but, I had to pick it up. I don't care. I mean, the fucking thing ran for like 20 seconds, whatever. I had to pick it up. So, I pick it up, and I'm like, hello, and then the person just starts yelling, where is he? Oh my God, he should be home by now. Just like barking away, And I'm like the only one laughing. Like, everyone else is kind of just like shocked that I picked up the phone. I'm like, guys, sorry for having balls. And, I give him the phone, and it's his girlfriend. His girlfriend's just going off, and I don't know. It's she's getting ready for work. She knows he's not there, and he's just doing his thing, and he's talking about how he's wasting his money on this shit, and he could have bought a Bentley or some kind of car, and I don't think he's aware of how much a Bentley costs, but again, it's because he's on. Well, you can put all the pieces together, and at the same time, it's a hell of a relationship, of a relationship, and it's just I'm just like I'm just gonna go, and I found a great little opportunity to go. I saw the door cracked open a bit. It's kind of like when you're like a cat and you want to go outside, and you kind of just suck in your body there, and you just peek it in, and I think the gods were looking after me on that day, because as soon as I went out there, cab went by, took a cab, boom, home. That's it. So, all I'm saying, just to wrap this little story up here, all I'm saying is that, just because I'm not doing what you're doing, you don't have to worry about me. I'll be fine. I'll live. Okay? My heart, chances are, will not explode at the end of the night like maybe other people in the room. I'm just saying, I just relax. It's cool. It's cool. It is absolutely cool. Okay? So just, relax and just make sure that, again, you can't tell someone what to do in their own house. You just can't, especially if they're bigger than you. You just can't do it. But at the same time, just know that they're okay and they got home safe. Thank you for asking. And just everything is just fine. Okay? So, what did we learn from this? What did we learn from all this? Don't do cocaine. That's it. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you guys. Don't do cocaine. It's not worth it. It eats up your money. It's going to affect your system there. Sure, it'll keep you thin, but at what price? Just, get a treadmill, use it once every year like I do. But, your heart will thank you for it. We don't know what the fuck we're putting in our system. Okay, we got to worry about shit right now that we don't even see right now in the air, that's going in our system. And, might give us a really bad flu or even kill us, But this shit is not any better. Okay, so during this time, or during any time, and that includes you, Charlie Sheen, don't do cocaine.